Hey everyone, Sheila here from Life for Pets. So today we're going to be doing houseplants in one of our aquariums. We initially came up with the idea to do a filter like this one here and put it onto our 125 gallon tank. I did have it a lot more heavily planted with this. We had Pothos in the front there, and we also had some golden ribbon in here as well. However, when we took this filter to put it on the 125 gallon, I realized it wouldn't fit. It was too small and it wouldn't hook over properly. So I did leave it set up just so you could see sort of the rough idea of what we'd done. I did use the clay pebbles, and then because they do tend to float for a while, I did put these rocks on the top as well. So we had to come up with another idea, and let me show you what we've come up with. So this is the tank that I'm wanting to add some houseplants to, and you're going to have to forgive the glare. I've done the best I can to close all the blinds and do all the lights and stuff. But what I'm wanting to do is to add some plants in this corner here. And so what we have done is we have changed the lid. The tank did come with obviously sort of very nice lids, glass lids, and so on this side what we have done is taken off this piece of glass here, and we've changed it out for a piece of acrylic that we have then slid into the bar here that they actually give you, and so we can still sort of get in and out of the tank. But what that's done is, as you can see, it has made it shorter so that we were able to put in some pots at the back. I'm not sure how many of these pots that we're going to use, but we've sort of made space for, I think it's 6 of them all along the back here, and we've jammed them in. They do have a bit of a lip on them, so they do sit down on the top of the glass and then also onto the rim of the tank as well. So I'm going to plant them out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So this will actually be my first time planting pots to go sort of in the top of aquarium. We have done where we just let the roots go into the tank, and plants do very, very well this way, but I wanted to put sort of something a little prettier together and be able to have several different types of plants, which is what you can see here. So I am going to be using this gravel here to weigh down the clay balls that I'm going to use in the pots, and then the plants I have got are the Lucky Bamboo, I have some golden ribbon, and then the Pothos. That is what I'm going to predominantly be using, and I have the Pothos at different stages, and I'm going to sort of show you what I've done to get it to the stage it's at now that I'm going to be able to plant it. So I'm just going to quickly show you the Pothos and the different stages that it's got. I did actually start the propagating of this one just a few days ago. I always put them in aquarium water, and I change out the water about every 2nd or 3rd day. And I don't know if the camera's going to focus, but you can see just right there that some roots are starting on that one. It doesn't actually take that long for you to get some decent roots on a plant. This one here I actually did do a while back, and as you can see we have got a lot of root growth on this one. And then this one here I actually got from a pet store. It is a semi-aquatic plant, and the roots on this one are now thankfully starting to grow. This one, when I got it, actually wasn't doing very well, but it has actually perked up a great deal. Like I say, I just change out the water about every 2nd or 3rd day, and that way there are plenty of nutrients in there. To propagate the Pothos, I'm not going to do it on this plant because I haven't long done it, but all you do is take a cut either side of one of the leaves. So you would sort of cut here and cut this side here, And then once you've done that, you then end up with the single plant like this, and then the roots will then start to grow off that. You can actually take a few more if there are a few together. This one, there was a few together, and so I didn't want to just break it up. So I've used this one, and as you can see, it does actually start to have a root just right there, starting on the bottom. So my reason for wanting to actually do this is to take nitrates out of the water in that tank. We do have a lot of fish in there, and we find that sometimes the nitrates can get really high, even though we do very, very regular water changes. I have found that houseplants can be very effective at removing the nitrates from the water. So there are several ways of planting the plants. There are many different ways you can do it. You could use gravel, you could use maybe some fluval stratum, you could do several different types of things. I've chosen to try this. This is one method I've seen done quite a few times, and it has been successful. So this is why I've chosen to do it this way. So I'm going to use the pebbles for the most part, and then so that the pebbles don't float, I am just going to add a layer of gravel on top. I know that a lot of the gravel will probably fall through as well, but I just want to be sure that it's not going to all float up. I also quite like the aesthetic of the gravel on the top as well. So in this pot I'm going to do the lucky bamboo, and then I'm going to add in one of the golden ribbons, and that should take quite nicely. As long as the water level comes right up to where the roots are, then the plant will be able to draw nutrients from the tank. So in the next one I am just going to do the pothos. So I'm going to fill that up pretty high, and then I'm actually going to experiment and see how the cuttings do actually in the tank. So I'm going to put these that, as you can see, barely have any roots on, and I'm actually going to put these in here and just see how they do in this sort of type of environment. So these are going to be the only one in this pot, and we'll see what happens with these. So I'm going to bunch them together, and then I'm going to add in that should hold them in place. I'm going to put a little more in there, I think. I have found with plants generally, the ones that I have propagated and then done in water as opposed to putting them into soil, they do tend to do a lot better in the aquarium than if they've been taken from soil or rooted in soil, because this plant can actually be rooted in soil as well, but I do find that it doesn't transition as well into an aquarium. Alright, so I'm going to take all these and put them in the top of the aquarium. I think I am going to make one more up, and then I'll put them into the aquarium and we'll go see how it looks. Okay, so here they are on the tank, and these lucky bamboo here, this one here, and the one with the twisted stem, I've had those in a 75 gallon for quite a while, probably about 4 months, and they have had amazing growth being just in the aquarium by themselves. So it will be interesting to see the difference in this type of setup. So right now we do have quite a big gap here, but these will both grow up hopefully and get tall and fill that out. So it's now obviously a waiting game, and then as you can see, the pothos does look good too. They did fit in really nicely, and I did check the water level was actually on the roots, and it was. I am going to leave these pots here. I'm not sure whether just yet if I'm going to remove them or whether we'll add more plants. I really don't know yet, but I do like the overall look and hopefully it will do what I'm wanting it to do. So I am going to leave it for a while and then I will come back and do an ending to the video and sort of talk about what I've found has worked, has not worked, whether there's been any wilting or anything like that. So here are the plants a few weeks later, and as you can see they are still looking very healthy and we've not had any wilting, so it does seem to be working okay. We've had no issues with the plants in the tank either. The nitrate levels, they have dropped a little. However, there's still enough in here to be able to feed these plants here that need to draw the nitrates out of the water. So all in all, I am very, very happy with the way that this looks. I do think that I will add a few more plants into the pots that we still have there. We still have 3 empty pots, and I do think over the course of time, I will add some more in. But it does seem to be doing its job in using some of the nitrates out of the water, which is obviously the whole purpose. I do know that some of the plants, the golden ribbon here, that one will get quite tall. In fact, it may get too big for this setup, and if it does, we'll just replant it elsewhere and start with some new plants. So I hope this video was helpful. Like I say, there are many other ways of doing this, but this is what we just decided to try and it did work out really well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed to this channel and would like to see more videos like this, then go ahead and do so, and we'll see you next time.